Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. I'm your host, Spencer McLaughlin. I'm joined by Southern Utah head women's basketball coach Tracy Mason and junior forward Ava Uhrich as well for our first basketball coaches show of the year. Coach, isn't that awesome? Isn't that
pumped.
exciting?
I'm so excited.
Yes, absolutely, because who doesn't want to do more interviews with me?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think that's the only reason Ava showed up. Isn't it right? No, not quite.
She's
All
here
right,
for the
we'll
chips.
get there.
Yeah.
We'll
where are the chips? Put them on the table right now.
Yeah, well, that comes after the fact,
after,
because when you eat into the mic, that doesn't sound
True.
That doesn't sound
too
great,
much
right?
ASMR.
Exactly. So let's get right into the basketball. You guys have played 7 games so far, and we'll talk about New Mexico State later on. That game coming up on Thursday. But Coach, 6-1, the best start since you've been here in Cedar City, which is saying something with the amount of success that you've had. Obviously, hitting 100 career wins recently. Talk about what you've seen from your team so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we started in the summer, you kind of felt like this is a special group. And I feel like I'm probably a broken record saying that over and over, but they just have so much energy and great chemistry, and I think we're seeing that on the floor. It's a group that just plays hard. They play for each other. We have zero egos. I mean, it's just every day is fun, whether it's practice, whether it's a game. They're going to get after it. And so I think for me, it's been just an awesome season, just fun to coach and fun to be around.
6-1 right now. You talked a lot coming into this year about how you wanted to play with a faster tempo compared to years past, and you felt like this team was capable of doing that. Just 7 games into the season, but how do you feel like that's going so far?
It's good. I think last game, we pushed the ball a lot, and that was one of the things we talked about before the game was transitioning more. But throughout the season, I mean, we really committed to that this summer, and that was our goal for the summer, was to really establish the pace of play that we wanted to play at. And honestly, it starts with Sierra, it starts with Bella, it starts with Devin, and then I think it's getting our wings to run and getting our post players. We always have somebody running to the rim, and they've decided to do that. And I think, you saw that last game, Ava scoring in transition. Our guards are looking to push the ball up, and so it's just a more fun style to play. I think they enjoy it, and I think they're seeing the rewards of it, and so it's been really good for us. Junior
Ava Uhrich is our Visit Cedar City Bryan Head Student Athlete Spotlight. Talk about through 7 games. It's the best start that you've enjoyed since you've been a Thunderbird now in your 3rd season. What's it been like for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having fun. I love this team. Nothing has changed from the first day we got here in the summer till now. Like, there hasn't really been a drop-off practice to practice, and that's kind of hard, especially going into December now. 7 games in, it's hard to not have a drop-offs. It's early in the season, but we've been practicing for a while now, so it's been fun.
So far, the tempo has really been effective for you guys offensively, well over 80 points a game, way up from where you were at to end last season. What's that been like for you? You spent 2 years in one offensive system, and then you guys basically institute a brand new offensive style. How has that been for you so far?
Yeah, I think just from the start, we bought into, what the coaches were saying. No one really has egos like Coach was saying, so we bought in, and I was here all summer working my butt off, so it's really been paying off.
And how is it playing with a different point guard for the first time? Obviously, for your first 2 years, it was Dela running the show, but now Sierra takes over as a young player on this team. How do you feel like she's done?
Yeah, she's really stepped up. She's really coachable and can adjust well, so it's been good.
When it comes to smiles, Thunderbird fans know who to trust: Webster Orthodontics, the preferred orthodontist of SUU Athletics. They're the reason Thor the Thunderbird has that beautiful game day grin, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, Webster Ortho provides personalized care and outstanding results, proudly supporting SUU Athletics and our community. Visit WebsterSmiles.com today to schedule your consultation. Webster Orthodontics. Show off that Thunderbird smile.
Coach, this season got started with the game against Park University back on November 3rd. We've already played a month of the season. It feels like we were just doing the preseason welcome back to basketball get together there on campus, and a month has already gone by. But the moment that I think a lot of fans sensed, hey, something might be happening here. This program might be back to where they know it's been for a very long time, but hadn't been for the last 2 years, was that second game against Washington State. And you've talked before about how important that was. That's a team that I know record-wise they're not having a great year. They've played a really tough schedule. They were picked to finish 3rd in the WCC. What did that win do for this program?
It was huge. I mean, I think that was one that I kind of had circled, on my radar, and like, this is going to be a good test for us. To get to play them at home was a huge opportunity for us. And so I think we were just, this team, to me, it's like they're in a cage and you just let them out, and the games, it's like they're just so excited to be able to like just go play and have fun. And I think we've seen that just in how we've started games. Like just they come out firing, they come out playing hard, they come out fast. And so I think that's what we did against Washington State, and we just kept doing it. And so it was fun, just fun to be a part of. And I think it's kind of set the stage and the tone for this team.
Your 100th win came game before last on the road against Cal Poly in overtime. Ava, I'll get your thoughts on that in a moment. But, Coach, did you know going into that you were sitting on 99 career wins?
Yes, I had heard.
So what was going through your mind when that three-pointer goes through at the buzzer and you realize it's going to go to an extra 5 minutes?
I mean, I was confident. I felt good about our group. I think it's a game of runs, and they made a run late. We got in some foul trouble. Some things weren't going our way, but I had confidence. As soon as it went to overtime, I was like, we're good. Like, we got this. And, it starts with this one right here. She was saying all the right things in the timeout to the rest of her team, too. But, I lost sight of the 100 wins while the game was going on. Like, that was the furthest thing from my mind. And so, to me, those are going to come. You stay here long enough, you're going to get some wins. So, it's a product of coaching some great players. But it was fun. I mean, it's definitely a game I'm going to remember just based on how things went and how it was played out and how we finished. So,
Ava, we talked at the preseason banquet about stepping into a leadership role as an upperclassman on a team that has just one senior on the entire roster. What did you tell the team in the huddle for that Cal Poly game, which was a thriller to watch and win?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when she hit that three, I was kind of just like, keep your head up. They don't want to play 5 more minutes. We do. I mean, that's just this team. Like, 5 more minutes for us. I love that. The other team looked tired, so I was pretty confident in us. You
guys went into that overtime period, and Brooklyn had fouled out, and Denver stepped up in a big way. What does that say about the resiliency of this team to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I see it every day in practice, so, yeah.
Time for the Pizza Hut Pizza My Mind question. Last time out, you guys made a program record, 16 three-pointers. And we'll see if you can follow that up again on Thursday. We'll get to New Mexico State. But, Ava, first of all, did you know that three Charlie hit was for an SUU single-game record when it went up?
I didn't know. I didn't know until after the game, like looking at the Instagram, actually.
And how does it make you guys feel as a team to know that you accomplished something like that? That had not. There's a program that hadn't seen as many made threes as they had on Saturday with 16 since 2012 against San Jose State, when I believe Coach Mandelko was a player. For the Southern Utah program.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was fun, I guess. Like, I didn't really know when it happened, so until after, but it's pretty special.
What is it about this team that allowed you to have that much offensive success?
Just confidence. Like, we're all ready to play. Everyone's ready to come in and play their role, and yeah.
Coach, what about you? Thoughts on what your team did offensively in that game?
Yeah, I think part of it was the pace. I mean, you have guards running in transition. I think Charlie got a couple of threes in transition. And we're moving the ball. I think, we're making the extra pass. We're getting wide open shots. We talked about it at halftime, actually, because we weren't shooting well from the three at half. And, this always happens. I tell them to stop shooting so many threes. They shoot more, and they end up making them. And it's fine. That's,
Is that what was said in the halftime locker room?
That's literally what was said, too.
Yeah.
We were just jacking stuff up. And
we were like 15 for 22 inside the three, and I think 5 for 17 outside the three. So... but at the same time, it was like, if you're wide open, you got to shoot it. I think right now we're like 18th in the country in three-point percentage. So we're shooting the ball well, and we have shooters, and I think it's a combination of we have people that can get to the basket, we have post players that you have to dig down on, and it's going to get us open threes. And so we're doing a great job of sharing the ball right now. Yeah,
and a season high in assists last time out as well. In today's college basketball world, where there are a lot of new players every year, it seems you guys actually only have a couple of transfers on this roster. Do you think that's contributing to why things are gelling so quickly, where there are plenty of other college basketball teams across the country that might end up having really good years, but right now are kind of finding their way and finding their rhythm?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, it's the Avas, the Charlies, the Ashleys, 4 years, 3 years. Those are the players that really build your culture, and it's awesome for me because I have Ava saying things that I don't need to say. She's holding the team accountable. Ash and Charlie are doing the same thing because they've been here and they've done it. They know what the expectations are. And so it's been really good just to have that, you know, and our transfers are junior college transfers. You know, they're not coming from another program. They're players that are excited about the opportunity to play Division I basketball. And so, you know, I think Mo and Brooklyn both are just super, super hungry and have something to prove. And they've just fit in seamlessly with our team.
What is it about Morgan Triguero that makes her such an effective shooter?
I mean, if she has the time and the space and she's open, like it's going to go in. She's just a shot maker. I mean, we knew that just watching film on her, and at her junior college, she scored a lot of points. So she's someone that, you know, she can make baskets. Her nickname is Mo Buckets, and, you know, fittingly so. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been fun. I think she's crafty with different things and getting to the rim. You know, she's not the quickest feet out there, but she makes up for it, and just she's got a high basketball IQ. She understands the game.
Ava, when you watch this team in practice and obviously are playing there as well, what impresses you about the group offensively when you have players like Morgan who are coming off the bench and can give you 15 to 20 points in a game?
Yeah, I mean, I talk about it with my dad after the game, almost every game, about how special this team is and how deep of a bench we have. I trust anybody who comes in, and because I see it in practice every day. Everyone has confidence, and, you know, it doesn't matter if we mix up the teams. Like, I trust everybody on the team because they play their role and they're confident.
So next game for you guys is on Thursday, and we're going to do a quick trip down memory lane, mostly for you, Coach, because Ava, you weren't with the program.
This is going.
Yeah.
I wish I was there.
I think everyone has to know at this point, because if there's a more famous shot or, frankly, moment in not just SU women's basketball, but in all of SU athletics, I would love to see it. I'm sure there have been some other big ones. You think back to the last time the men's program made the NCAA tournament. I'm sure there were some big games, but I don't think there is as viral of a moment as Sharita's shot. And this is the first time these programs are playing since that game. So, Coach, I want to start with you. What does that mean? Did you think about it before I brought it up to you, of course?
Yeah, I've thought about we haven't played them since. So I have thought about that.
It's odd.
It is. Yeah, it is. And, you know, it was even that year that we played, I mean, we were down twice, I think 16 points at halftime. And we were down at home, I think 16. We came back, we won. It was like a tough battle. And then same thing at the conference tournament. We were down, we fought back, and then, you know, miracle out there at the end. But they're just, you know, they were a very tough, physical, athletic team. And so I think, you know, they don't have the greatest record right now, but I think they're a team that's super, super hungry for a win. And they're going to come in here, and they're probably going to give us their best. So we got to be ready to go.
In preparation for the show, I watched that shot about 10 times. To listen back to the call, to relive that moment, I had goosebumps going down my entire body watching it again, like remembering watching that live and how incredible it was. One thing that I noticed on the rewatch, Coach, you are the calmest person on the sideline. You either expected it to go in, or you look like you had internalized a potential defeat because the play didn't get run exactly how it was supposed to. Talk about what went through your head in that moment.
Honestly, there was a little bit of shock, because I remember at one point looking up and being like, man, we're not going to do this. Like, we're not going to be able to do this. And then I think they missed a free throw. We got the ball. We scored. It was like there was just like this weird sequence of things. And then I looked up and we were like down 2. And then I was a little frustrated because I remember Sam was taking the ball out. It got tipped. It got fumbled. And Sharita picks it up. And I remember Sharita had this look when she was frustrated, and there was that look. And she just kind of chucked it. And I was like, man, she didn't even try to take a shot, you know? And then it went in, and I was just like, we just won. Like, we won on that shot. It's not like it was to tie it. It was to win. And so I think I was more in shock. But honestly, not going to lie, I was exhausted. That season was... It was a tough coaching year, you know, it really was. And, you know, it was awesome and historical and all that, but we definitely had our challenges. And I think, thank goodness we had the next day off. We didn't play straight away because, I mean, I needed a nap.
Yeah. So, Ava, you were in high school when that shot happened. I assume you'd been contacted by Southern Utah by that time.
I was committed by them, yeah.
So, what was your experience watching that game and watching that moment play out for the first time? Were you watching it live?
Yeah, I was watching it live.
What went through your head?
Yeah, honestly, it was crazy. Like, I was in shock, too. It was pretty like, the whole house was going crazy. Me and my dad were watching it in the kitchen on the TV, and my mom. But, yeah. It was a fun to watch.
When you said you'd already committed to Southern Utah, but did that kind of crystallize in your head? Oh, this is the place I want to be now. I mean, who knows what this is going to lead to? Obviously, it leads to the best season in the history of the program, going to the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. But did you think about it after, or was it just kind of like that one moment of, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was pretty crystallized in my head before that, though. I'm not going to lie, I love Trace, so it doesn't really matter about the shot to me. So,
Coach, talk more about this New Mexico State team and kind of what you see from them on film. You mentioned the record. Teams are not always what their record is, especially in the non-conference slate. When you're going through, you think about Washington State. They have played Stanford. They have played Oregon. They played, obviously, you guys in Idaho. On they've had a really tough go of it and could still have a good year. But what is it about this New Mexico State team that could provide a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they have some really good players, some athletes that are tough matchups for us. So I think, we really have to make sure that we're locked in, going through the scouting report, all that type of thing. They haven't put up a ton of points. Most of their games have been pretty low-scoring games, and I think that's kind of the tempo that they want to play out. We want to play at a different tempo, and so I think, we have to try to establish the tempo that we want to play at right away. And then I think we got to stay out of foul trouble. I think they have players that, and if honestly I'm a coach going against us right now, I'm trying to get this one in foul trouble. I'm trying to get Brooklyn in foul trouble. That would be my game plan, and so I think we just have to stay focused and locked in defensively.
Ava, how do you guys work on that at practice for you in Brooklyn as a starting forwards to be able to keep yourselves on the court?
Yeah, honestly, just talk to ourselves. Like, try not to jump. Just little things every day that we can work on.
Coach said that there are drills that you guys have done to try to keep yourselves out of foul trouble. What do those drills look like? I just don't remember any of those from my time playing basketball growing up.
I mean, just defensive drills every day in practice. It's the same thing every day, but yeah.
I think this team, they can compete so well and then let it go that it almost and they're so competitive that it's like we get really physical in practice. Yeah. And sometimes we don't call everything because we're just letting them play. And I think that it's made us tougher. It's made us more competitive and all those things. But it's probably made us foul a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, it's just something that I'd rather be on the more aggressive side than the less aggressive side. And so it's just something we have to continue to work on.
Good problem to have.
Yes.
In other words, that your team's playing too hard, being a little overzealous at times. Ava, last question before we dive back into our Visit Cedar City Bryan Head student spotlight a bit on the academic side. And this is just my personal question for you. Do you hate losing more than you want to win?
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
I had that in my head. You see, because
I'm not like a cry after, but I'm more of just like, come on.
A rager?
Yeah, I'm a rager. I'm not a crier, but I get mad.
Yeah. Does that fuel you as a leader on the Southern Utah team?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So let's go off the court and look at it. Talk to Thunderbird Nation out there about what you're studying, what you want to do after your basketball career with SU.
I'm just studying general studies right now, so pretty much anything I want. Get to pick all my classes online.
Nice.
But I think I want to be a firefighter, so gonna tap into that.
A firefighter.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm gonna tap into that after college.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you come to want to be that as your potential career one day?
Well, my brother's a firefighter right now, and then my second oldest is becoming one, so kind of following in their footsteps a bit. We're kind of like all intertwined, so.
Were they the first in your family to be firefighters, or does it stem from a father, grandfather, grandmother, anybody like that?
Yeah, they're the first, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up watching them be in that sort of job? Obviously, it can be really, really dangerous, but it's also a very important job. So what was that like for you growing up, and how has that fueled your mindset going into that?
Yeah, I mean, they're just becoming my oldest brother just became a firefighter, so it hasn't been too long, and my other brother's becoming one. So I didn't really grow up seeing it, but just their hard work and, their work ethic, I've seen it in other aspects of their life. What
other things do you like doing here in Cedar City while you've been in college?
Probably just hanging out. I like it here. I like going on. I'm kind of getting into the hikes and stuff my last 2 years here.
Third year in Cedar City, finally starting to hike a little.
It gets to you. I didn't think it would get to me. Like it got to me for sure.
No, I'm with you as well. I'm not the biggest hiker in the world, but I find myself at least like going for a longer walk.
Yeah.
Just getting
those 10K
When
steps.
does it turn into a hike? When it's like dirt?
That's a good question.
Yeah, true.
Should we settle that debate right here for the entire world? Is it a length of time? Is it a type of terrain that you go on?
I think it's terrain.
Because there's one about 10 minutes north off of Main Street. There are areas where you can walk and hike. And if you go to the right, there are paved paths.
Yeah.
To me, that feels like
paved? No, it's not a hike.
That's a walk.
It's a walk.
Yeah.
But even if it were to reach like a 3-mile threshold, it'd still be a walk.
It's a long walk.
Yeah.
But a hike is anything where if you go left of the road, there's some really cool hikes up there. Like there's
Thor's Hammer.
Yes, that's the one.
We took the team up there.
Yeah. I've done that one several times, and it's very cool. So is that the official designation we're gonna run with?
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay. So it's terrain driven, not length.
Yeah.
We're answering the important questions here on the Thunderbird Coaches Show.
Ernie's is more than just a gas stop. It's your one-stop spot for fuel, fresh food, and friendly service. With locations across southern Utah, including one right here in Cedar City, Ernie's makes it easy to fill up and fuel up. Don't forget, Ernie's is home of the world-famous chicken strips, a local favorite that keeps fans coming back. Proudly supporting SUU athletics and proudly serving our community. Stop by Ernie's in Cedar City today.
Is what we're all about. We'll wrap it up with some shout-outs. Anybody out there that you want to shout out that's helped you get to this place, Coach, you can start.
Ooh. I would like to shout out my children, Sam and Kaysen. Sam obviously played for me here. Just huge supporter. She still tries to do all the scouting reports for me.
She texts me like before every game.
She probably watched every team in our conference play 3 times already. And then my son, I love him to death, and just sacrifices you have to make as a coach, and he's very supportive of all that. So just
awesome.
Very grateful for those two.
Ava, I want to go back before you get to your shout-outs to what you said. Sam's hitting you up with the scouting reports.
Yes.
Do you feel like she's got a little
Sam
FOMO?
makes bets with me before the game. She's like, stake on me if you get 15 rebounds tonight.
She's just out there giving you incentives.
Yes. I'm like, I need to get that steak dinner.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
but anybody that you want to shout out to wrap today's show?
Probably just my parents. I mean, they worked their butt off for me to be in this position, so they still do to this day. And my family, they give me a hard time, my siblings, but it shaped me into who I am today. So
I can relate to that very much. I have one older brother and then a few friends that are basically my other older brothers. So basically I had 4 older brothers growing up, so my skin is very thick. Very, very thick, literally and metaphorically speaking. So, Coach, 6:30 on Thursday for New Mexico State. Talk to people about.
We're at noon. It's a kids game.
Good thing.
Yep, I'm glad you asked. We're at noon.
This is why we clarify these sorts of things so that I can learn when the games are. So talk about a kids game and kind of what that means for Thursday.
Yeah, so we're trying to get as many kids from Iron County as we can in. I believe they get bussed over here, and I know there's opportunities for them to get lunch and things like that. So we've always drawn a really good crowd. I'm hoping that we can continue to do that with this game, but it's so much fun. I mean, we love it. The kids get loud. Sometimes they're cheering for both teams, and that's okay. Whatever you got to do.
I was going to point that out.
Yep. But it's awesome. I think for us, it's just a really cool opportunity to be in front of, the community. So
yeah, I've noticed with the kids' games over the years, it's a different type of noise than the students or the fans, but they don't always know when they're supposed to cheer.
No.
They're in Iron County, which is where Southern Utah University is. But when New Mexico State makes a basket, you go, Glen Coco.
Yeah.
You go.
Yep.
They're all
true.
about it. The noise at the free throw line for both teams, everyone's got to be prepared for that, regardless of whether or not it's the home team or the visiting team. But should be very fun. So it's 12 Mountain Time on Thursday at the AFEC or on ESPN+. Ava Uhrich, our Visit Cedar City Brian Head Student Spotlight, and head coach Tracy Mason. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you.
That's it for today's Coaches Show. We'll see you next time, and until then, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and go Birds.